Rechungpa left us this telling of Milarepa's journey. Good friendship carrying a wounded human being into Buddhahood. That matters in this lineage. I love this stream. I have friends in the Drukpa Kagyu I count as teachers. Good friends. Kalyana Mitras are teachers. The Gandavyuha Sutra lives as its own text and as the final chapter of the Avatamsaka. That last chapter gives an older map for the very road Milarepa walks. Sudana visiting good friends, receiving medicine for the next step. Again and again. Marpa is one such friend in this telling. Harsh at times, yes, and meaningful. Each task has a medicine hidden inside it. Reading the old Evans Wentz translation details pop that some versions pass over. The story unfolds in 2 phases. Bad karma ripens. Then comes the great turn, Mahaparavarti. And the arc runs toward the perfection of all the perfections. From the doorway of that second phase, the text names factors that plant the whole account firmly inside Mahayana. Milarepa is held as a Bodhisattva Mahasattva from the start. A being on the long vow who finally remembers what he is here to do. Through Marpa's meeting with Naropa, a specific way of working appears. Bodhisattvayana holds oceans of methods for changing minds and saving beings sooner rather than later. Vajra shows up right there as clarity, precision, fearless compassion applied to exact knots. That current runs all through Mahayana. We meet Vajrapani in early strata too. The point is function. Methods that free, timed to a being's conditions and capacity. Buddhism here is young. Our work is to let it shape daily decisions for more beings. We build practice, not fundamentalist cages. We try, we fail. We feel remorse. We try again. We name the mud and its smell. No bypassing. Because naming is part of learning and transforming, inside and outside, together. Read the Milarepa Marpa exchange as another Gandavyuha meeting. The Buddhagang vision follows that pattern. A network of diverse good friends, each with their own medicine, offering insight when asked, standing up when beings need protection. Our present story differs in form from the old one, yet the root is the same vow. Milarepa came in on a hard wind. Heavy actions, heavy results. Marpa felt the weight and answered with hard medicine. The Lama's consort moves at the center of this, steady as a lamp, feeding, counseling, risking her own treasure, placing timely methods. Good friendship is plural. Harshness lands only because love keeps the room lit. We will retell the tale scene by scene. We will keep the edge and show the reason for the edge. We will make the tasks legible. Why this wall? Why that refusal? Why those sores on the back? Why the turquoise matters? We will weave Evans Wentz's notes into the flow. Dem Chok initiation, Sang Du instructions, Dorje Phagmo practice, the story of Naropa's 24 trials, the old man and the Prajnaparamita, so that the details teach. Buddhagang implementation is clear. We center ethics, concentration, understanding. We refuse spiritual bypassing. We take responsibility as the lived meaning of interbeing. Devotion is to good friendship and dharma, not to worship of a person or blind belief in a mouth. Different beings, different means. Our medicine is firm without cruelty, accurate without swagger, warm-handed and accountable. The Wanderer speaks. Scene 1, Milarepa came forward seeking initiation. His heart was raw, his back bent with the weight of past karma. He believed he had earned a place by raising a house with his own hands, stone by stone, with no help from others. In his mind, the sweat and labor had balanced the scales. The old translations make it sound like a simple bargain. A naive peasant, thinking initiation could be bought with walls and timber. But it was not barter, it was karma ripening. The house he built was heavy with his history. Black magic, destruction, broken lives. He tried to build over it, but the walls themselves were reminders. Marpa knew this. He saw that a house alone was not enough to cleanse such weight. Harshness came not as transaction, but as purification. The task was never about bricks or beams. It was about breaking self-importance, dissolving the notion that merit can be earned by worldly labor without inner turning. I remember another pilgrim, Sudhana, walking across lands and seas to meet good friends in the Gandhavyuha. Each friend offered him impossible tasks, strange lessons, demands that shattered his clinging. Milarepa was no different. Here was a man who had walked into bondage with the winds of the world. and was now trying to turn back. The building was not a price, but a mirror. A heavy mirror in which he saw both his effort and his bondage. Scene 2 opens with Marpa refusing Milarepa's request and addressing him as Great Sorcerer. Marpa is not naming him Sorcerer in admiration or even curiosity. He is naming him according to karmic reality. Milarepa had wielded black magic, sending hailstorms and destruction upon his enemies. Sorcerer here means one who has accrued tremendous karmic weight by aligning mind, mantra, and intention with hatred and vengeance. Marpa is not dismissing him as odd. He is identifying the heavy karmic obstacle that Milarepa must now undo. This moment is not about exclusion, but about turning. In Mahayana language, it is the Paravarti, the great turning about at the deepest seat of consciousness. Milarepa comes carrying the weight of destructive cities. Marpa points directly at that fact and refuses him until he is broken open, ready to reverse the momentum of his mind stream. Milarepa must allow the alaya vijnana, his storehouse consciousness saturated with karmic residues, to be turned at its root. Marpa's refusal is the pivot, forcing him to recognize that initiation is not something he can earn by offering labor or cleverness, but only by undergoing the reversal of his entire karmic trajectory. For our practice today, this scene is a mirror. Many come to the Dharma with powerful habits, whether of violence, self-hatred, addiction, or worldly ambition. We may think a little effort, a little service, a little good karma should earn us entry, but a teacher worthy of the name sees deeper. They refuse us until we recognize the force of our past deeds and undergo the Paravarti, the turn toward Bodhisattva path. Sorcerer is not an insult, it is diagnosis. And Marpa's refusal is not cruelty. It is the compassion that insists on real reversal. Without that, no mantra, no meditation, no initiation can take root. This is how the Bodhisattva's path works. By demanding the pivot, the great turning about again and again, until the stream of karma is rechanneled toward awakening.